Hello, how are you doing? And welcome to the old farmhouse here. You might have to turn the audio off on that laptop through the back. We've got a little problem. Anyway, welcome to the old farmhouse here in the village of Riof on the west coast of the island of Lewis. And for another attempt at trying to make a broadcast from here, you probably heard me dishing out orders to you. It's been quite stressful because we couldn't find out what happened the last weekend. When it just did not work at all. So we've completely changed the system, and so we're a wee bit on tenterhooks, but we're hoping that it's going out okay with you guys. And it's been a beautiful weather up here. The weather has just been absolutely stunning. And it's been stunning for a couple of weeks. It's like a heat wave. I can't remember how weather when it was just this beautiful. There's not. I woke up this morning and I was looking out there, and there's not a cloud in the sky, and that's very unusual for this part of the world. But it's brilliant. And I've actually got sunburn, and I've been out in my wee boat, and I've got one weather beaten as well. But anyway, could you please welcome to the old farmhouse Murdo, who's been out. I've been trying to get him to take his waterproofs off, but he says no. He says it could be raining it could be raining any time, and he's wanting to be prepared. So he's anyway. So I'm going to start off with this wee song, which I wrote up here, and in fact we were around having a wee picnic on the beach that I mentioned in the song the other day there. So we'll try and see how we go on, and we hope you're getting this stream from the. You will notice that I have a peat fire on behind me because it looks good, but it's really hot outside and really no need for the peat fire, so I'm going to get melted, I think. But anyway, we'll try it. I have been strengthened, me your distant son. You fill my sails with winds to move me on, and on the swell of the great Atlantic Sea I find forgotten roots to steady me. And now I can be free within these winds of change. It widely comes to me, unfolding endlessly. I have been opened, me the restless one. You give me paths of rock to walk upon, and in the shelter of the drainage sand, you give me gentle shore on which to land. Now I can be free within these winds of change. Widely comes to me, unfolding endlessly. When island signs meet with others from the shore, we sail through channels deep like those who've gone before. before. And in the clear of the Hebridean night, we turn her head round, fading out of sight. And now I can be free within these winds of change. It widely comes to me, unfolding endlessly. And now I can be free within these winds of change. It widely comes to me, unfolding endlessly. Thank you very much, and that's my wee song called Distant Sun. And it's in fact, it was the last verse was I went out with, actually Finn, my friend Finn has just arrived over there, but I remember going out with Finn's brother in his wee old wooden boat that Finn has, and he was showing me this. There's a reef where the old folk used to go fishing, and they had no GPSs or maps and things in these days. So he was saying, when you line up these three islands, and with that crack on the shore, if you see the wee burn coming into the crack on the shore, then if you line up all these points, you're right above the reef. And he was on the back, and he was saying, we were rowing it. It was just a wee rowboat, and he says you should see it just about now. And all of a sudden, this big reef appeared under the water, which is brilliant. And anyway, so we're going to continue with I did a wee Burns song. I did a Burns song last week, and I heard a lot of response to it. So I thought I'd do another one of Burns' songs, one of Burns' songs. Now I have noticed. Oh yeah, my request. Jenny's just mentioned, but it's very strange because there's no wind outside, very little wind, and when a big fire like this, you need a bit of wind to draw the smoke up the chimney, and there's no wind, so it's a bit peaty in here. I don't know if you can see me. It's a bit of there's a lovely smell of peat in the room. Anyway, that song was requested for Peter Anderton, who is watching from Stirling. Hi, Peter. But it's the same weather down there. I know it, and this is a song called Aphon Kiss, which is my version of one of Burns' lovely wee songs. And it's for Linda Polio in New York City. Linda she's every week here on our wee broadcasts. For Hilda Carols from Da Bilt in the Netherlands, and Susan Nagnon. Nanyot. It's a nice, very nice name. I can't pronounce, but I'm sure you can let us know. Anyway, that's what the requests are for, and it's funny because we called this number 265L for Lewis, because we got a bit mixed up with our numbers. We've done that many now. We got a bit mixed up, and we thought we'd put an L after it just because it's a sort of second chance to try and do one up here. And from what Jenny, I'm not getting any signs saying that it's not going out, so that's good. We'll do this beautiful Burns song, and it's okay. I have to tell you, just before we do the song, I've noticed that Murdo's got a dram there sitting beside him on the mantelpiece. And I have a funny feeling it's not the first one he's had today. But he said he wanted to come along and help me sing these songs, so... fond kiss and then we sever. A farewell and then forever. Deep in headstrong tears I'll wedge thee, war and sighs and groans I'll pledge thee. War should say that fortune grieves us, while the star of hope she leaves us. Me nature foot twinkle lights me, dark despair around benights me. I'll ne'er blame my partial fancy. Nothing could resist my Nancy, but to see her was to love her, love but her and love forever. Had we never loved so kindly, had we never loved say blindly, never met, never parted, we would ne'er be broken hearted. Fare thee well, thou first and fairest. Fare thee well, thou best and dearest. Thine be ilka joy and pleasure, peace, enjoyment, love and pleasure. A fond kiss and then we sever. A farewell and then forever. Deep in headstrong tears I'll pledge thee, warring sighs and groans I'll wage thee. Thank you very much, and that's my version of one of Burns' beautiful songs, A Phone Kiss. And it's one of these guitar parts that I made years ago, one of these fiddly guitar parts, which I wasn't expecting to be playing them until I got into my 70s. I've said this before, but I mean, I got through it anyway. We'll do a wee chorus now for the Global Choir. And last night I had a lovely Kaylee up at over in a mile away here, over in Valtus, with my dear friends Callum, Angus, and Lynn, I wrote a song for Callum Angus, and so we were saying last night, and I thought, well, I've had a few requests for it, so I thought I would sing it tonight, seeing as we had spent the evening together last night. And there's a wee quick story which I've told before, but when I got a wee boat a number of years ago, and I was learning about the sea, and Callum Angus took me out and teach me about the sea. And sometimes we go out in quite stormy kind of weather, you know, and there was this particular night we were out, and it was quite a wind, and we were right up against the cliffs and that, you know, and I was a bit terrified because I'd never imagined that the Atlantic was just quite as vicious and wild as it is, because the big swells that come in out there just off the islands. You might have seen the little video that I put together at the beginning of the show. I put a wee video together just of this. I did that yesterday, and that was the kind of weather that was around in the sunsets that we've been having last night. Anyway, it was like the wilder the weather got and the more difficult the conditions were, the bigger the smile on Callum Angus's face got, because he'd kind of grown up with the sea, and he's still very involved with the sea, and it was like you couldn't tell the difference between the sea and Callum Angus. The Callum Angus and the sea, they were kind of. So I wrote this song. It's called "Wild Atlantic Sun," and you sing, "On the shoulders of the ocean, on the bare back of the sea, held in her eternal motion, someone to carry me." So on the shoulders of the ocean, on the bare back of the sea, held in her eternal motion, someone to carry me. And we'll try it now. Okay, so we'll get the global choir going, and we'll get a wee vibe going in the old farmhouse here in Riof. Okay. This is what you sing. I'll do the chorus once before we start the song. This is what you sing. On the shoulders of the ocean, on the bare back of the sea, held in her eternal motion, someone to carry me. Okay, that's what you sing. We'll do that again. We'll do the chorus again. We just so we all get the thing. On the shoulders of the ocean, on the bare back of the sea, held in her eternal motion, someone to carry me. When first he rounded Pabimore and met the mountain waves alone, there was fear till there was fear no more. Wild Atlantic sun, and he learned her gentle, he learned her strong, till he could feel her every heaving breath, and he knew that he could do no wrong. Wild Atlantic sun, here we go, make a better noise, double choir. On the shoulders of the ocean, on the bare back of the sea, held in her eternal motion, someone to carry me. Now the tide roared dark round Gallen Head, and there she rose, and in a moment surging foul becomes, so forced to steal the sailor's life, wild Atlantic sun. All right, Marco, here we go. On the shoulders of the ocean, on the back of the sea, held in her eternal motion, someone to carry me. So you sing it on your own, are you ready? Here we go. On the shoulders. All right, Fred. That sounds fantastic. I'm getting the global choir vibe in the old farmhouse. Jenny and Finn are dancing about up the back there. We'll do that again, actually. Have another wee go. Have a wee mouthful of your whatever you've got beside you. Jenny's reaching for a glass of wine. And we'll do one more time. On the shoulders. He left the West Loch Rogue in gentle calm to sunset filled, with wondered eyes he dreamed so still, wild Atlantic sun, make a bit of noise, Jimmy. On the shoulders of the ocean, on the bare back of the sea, held in her eternal motion, someone to carry me. I think we should have a solo from Murdo, actually. Well, Murdo, you're going to tell me, could you have a solo? Murdo's going to do a solo. On the shoulders of the ocean, on the bare back of the sea, held in her eternal motion, someone to carry me, someone to carry me. Someone to carry me, someone to carry me. Thank you very much. Well done, Martin. That was brilliant. That's my wee song. Probably more, and we were just out there. We were out there on my. I've got a wee boat, and we went out there yesterday actually, and it was beautiful. And it's very rarely that you see weather like. I mean, it's been a long time. I think last summer was a terrible summer up on the islands, but it's brilliant to see the place in this such wonderful weather. And last night I've got a corncrake outside the house. I don't know if you know what a corncrake is. They're very rare. The only place you find them in Scotland is up on the Western Isles. And but last night I got very little sleep. What between the corncrake and a cuckoo, they went all night, the two of them. And then there was the corncrake, the cuckoo, and then a thing called a loon. Have you ever heard of a thing called the loon? It goes, ooh, ooh, ooh. Anyway, it's wonderful. So I'm going to finish off with this wee song. And now these are the requests. So probably more was for Janet Gallant. Hi Janet, how are you doing? And Becky Eve Peterson, Kathy Murchek. Hi, Kathy. Kathy's another regular and watcher of the wee shows. Is brilliant. Christy Seehofer, Norma MacDonald, Rick Taylor, all. Yeah. So that was for Pabby. That song I've just done, and I'm going to do this other wee song, and it was requested. By Fraser Stewart in Toronto and for Julio Rodriguez in Toledo in Spain. So in Spain, that's fantastic. You're used to this kind of hot weather. You get hot weather like this all the time over in Spain. But anyway, this is a wee song that I can't remember when the last time I did it, but it's a wee song that I wrote for the fact that I'd lost so many musician friends over the years, and over the 51 years it is now that I've been doing this, and so it was kind of. I'm just going to change the tuning. So I'd lost so many friends over the years, and I just kind of visualised them going off on a different journey and leaving me here, And so, there goes this. So, old friends, we say goodbye. The journey's lost and gone. The mists of time, the memories fade away. The story turned and you would leave. It turned and I would stay. Sometimes I hear the music when I wait for sleep to call. It gently fills that empty space that hides inside us all. The mist of time, the memories fade away. The story turned and you would leave. It turned and I would stay. And so I'll say a last goodbye and heal this heart of mine. I'll travel down some other road, some other dream to find. Lost inside the mist of time, memories fade away. The story turned and you leave. It turned and I would stay. Lost inside the mist of time, memories fade away. The story turned and you leave. It turned and I would stay. Thank you very much. And that's my wee song, Mr. Time, about my departed pals. And so thank you very much for joining me tonight. I know we're in competition with the Eurovision Song Contest for people that live in Europe. So thank you for giving up the Eurovision Song Contest for watching my wee shows. Thanks to Finn and Jenny for coming in, and for Jenny for pressing all the buttons. Thanks so much to Murdo for his wonderful company. And he's just desperate. I know what's happening. He's just waiting till the cameras go off so he can get to his drum there, you know what I mean? But anyway, thank you for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed the wee half hour. Not much left for me to say now, but just, there's one wee other thing. We've got our next ticketed show is happening. Is number 266, which is next Saturday night. So you can buy your tickets at DougieMacLeanLive.com, and that kind of helps us keep all this going. So I'm glad it all went well. Leave us a wee message on the Facebook page as to where you're watching from, or on YouTube. And we've got a brand new system.
A couple of wee glitches we can blame Eurovision.
Oh, we've had a couple of wee glitches, but we're blaming Eurovision for them. So. Anyway, it's quite tricky kind of broadcasting from up here on the island with the broadband and everything. So I hope you managed to get most of it. Thank you very much. I'm just going to say good night. I've got a wee thing myself. So you all take care of each other. It's beautiful weather for folk living in this part of the planet, and you're all out and enjoying it. And there's nothing like a bit of sunshine to kind of cheer you up. But that's because we don't get it very often. I know that when I spent a bit of time in Australia, people are fed up with the sun, and they're craving for the shade and a bit of rain. So anyway, we're never happy. So anyway, I hope you're all looking after each other, staying cheery, smiling like a tatty face, and I'll see you all next weekend back down in Butterston. Aye,